Good afternoon, and welcome back to our third episode of DE Our Guest, the official podcast for all things Disney on Smule. As most of you know by now, I'm your host, D Wavy at Bambino Latino, and if you're new, welcome! Thank you for joining us as we take you through the next phase of the musical adventure that is Disney Elite's Wishes Season 4. In this episode, we've invited not one, but two special guests to share their knowledge on creating musical masterpieces on Smule during our brand new segment. As always, I will announce our Podium medalists and highlight our top 3 teams for round 2. Stay tuned till the end of this episode as we'll reveal yet another clue for what the next round will be. Let's get right to it and welcome our special guests. 2 times Smule Olympics medalist, the jazz and folk queen, and also a co-leader in Disney Elite, our very own Sara. Find her on Smule at Sara_Bear92. Hey Sara, thrilled to have you on the show.
Hey David, I'm so excited to be here.
We also have 11 times Smule competition champion, musical director and mentor, professional producer, and a very good friend of mine, Mr. Teddy Pie. Find him on Smule at Teddy Pie. Hey Teddy, thanks so much for being here today.
Oh, hey David. Thanks for having me.
Hi Teddy.
Hi Sara. Now, both of you are very well experienced in the universe of Smule comps. Honestly, I couldn't think of anyone better than you two to feature on our next segment. And surely our audience can all learn a thing or two from you guys. Let's take one jump ahead to our first segment, one which we hope fills you with pleasure and glee. Tips from the Tiki Room. How about we kick this segment off with a question to Sara? During a comp, what is your recipe for creating a super solid group song?
Get your idea together as quickly as possible. This gives your team maximum time to experiment and truly create something unique. We also like to assign members a role in which they can shine. We always take range, vocal style, and strengths into consideration when splitting a song.
I personally like to set a schedule for my team to help all of us stay organized, including myself, or especially myself. Now, Teddy, we had this question come up last week, but it made more sense to answer it here. So, what do you think are the best effects settings for a group song?
There really isn't a specific answer for this one. If you're talking solo layers, you should probably stick with an effect that you can manipulate, like Super Studio. From my experience, contestants tend to pick too much reverb when doing this. Imagine the song being like a stage. The more reverb you add, the further back you get on the stage. And the more room you add, like the setting, the bigger the stage gets. Now imagine you have this glass fish tank around the stage, and the top is made of glass. And if you hit the top, it all gets too mushy and it just sounds horrible. So too much reverb and volume take up space in this tank. Therefore, you have to adjust accordingly. Now imagine you want to add background vocals to your song. I suggest you use lower volumes and more reverb than your lead to put it further back on the stage. Now, how far back you place it depends on what you want to achieve. You can always have quiet background elements that cut through the mix and are noticeable without having to increase the volume.
And Teddy, for our audience members who might not be sure, what does it mean for an effects to cut through the mix? And what are some of the effects that do that?
So some effects are brighter than others. Some effects also take up more space in the fish tank that I was talking about. If you want to cut through a choir, choosing a brighter, more cutting effect may allow you to save at lower volumes and take up less space, or what recording engineers call headroom. Polish, for example, is a very thick effect with some compression, so rappers like to use this one. Grunge, on the other hand, is the opposite side of the spectrum. It's very bright because it's literally an amp simulator. Of the normal effects, Super Pop is brighter than Super Studio. San Francisco Opera is also brighter than Super Studio. In fact, it's the brightest of the adjustable effects. and also has the capability for recording the quietest of all of the effects in Smule.
Now, Sara, what are your favorite effects settings, and which ones do you think are best for creating a full choral sound?
I love using SF Opera, Super Studio, or even Magic for that full choral sound. Sometimes for background vocals, I'll sing as quietly as possible while using these settings, and the sound blends so nicely behind the lead vocals. But like Teddy said, keep in mind your headroom so you aren't cluttering the sound.
All right, well, thanks so much, you guys, for sharing your knowledge with us. Sara will be sticking around for results, but Teddy, I really appreciate you hanging out with us for a little while.
Hey, no problem. Good luck to all the contestants competing in Wishes Season 4.
And for anyone interested in getting accompaniments that you cannot get on Smule, custom competition musical arrangements, or unique production on your favorite songs, I highly suggest you contact Teddy Pie. He has very reasonable prices and has produced the winning entry in the last 2 World Series of Smule, as well as 3 gold medal group songs in the Smule Olympics. He's also a great reference for arrangements and mashups and is just an awesome guy to work with. You can reach out to him via Smule or line at Teddy Pie or Instagram at TeddyBearsaurus. Info in the description below. Now, I may need just a little magical help for this transition into our next segment. Genie, I wish to know the results for the Podium. This week, we pushed our contestants to new heights as they were required to create an original song about a Disney sidekick. The twist was that they were not allowed to use an existing Disney backtrack. We needed to hear at least 50% new and original lyrics for this one, and without a doubt, every team went above and beyond our expectations. Well, let's give the people what they want and begin by calling out our 3rd place bronze medal winner.
Hello, Magic Mirror.
Greetings, welcome fellow sidekicks. Today we will be discussing the princesses.
The 4 Mouseketeers.
The characterizations, the variety of voices, the attitude, and can we talk about that rapping fairy godmother? Such a creative story with amazing execution. Wonderfully done.
Next up, we have our 2nd place silver medal winner.
You see me watching over you with a smile upon my face.
Goobers.
In the sun for
This entry was absolutely swinging. Unbelievably tight vocals, perfect studio quality sound, and spot-on character voices. Plus, who can deny those background trumpets? Bravo, team!
And finally, our 1st place gold medal winner of round 2.
I'm a rabbit, fluffy, speedy, rabbit.
The Imagineers.
Rolex habit.
Okay, I cannot stop listening to this entry. It's an absolute bop from beginning to end. So catchy, so fierce, and so clever. The creative lyrics were outstanding. I'm definitely gonna be singing I'm a Rabbit all week. Spectacular job.
A huge congratulations to all of our medalists.
Incredible work, everyone.
Don't forget that only the top 16 teams will move on to the next round, so we wish the best of luck to you all. Don't go anywhere without a clue for the next round. Sara, would you be so kind to share it with us?
Sure. The clue for next round's theme is one little spark of inspiration makes a comp song an innovation, but what's in store may not be what you think. Around the world, staying in sync.
Thank you again, Sara, for gracing us with your presence.
You're very welcome.
And thanks to all of you for tuning in to this episode of the DE Our Guest podcast. We'll see you back here again next week. Same time, same place. Until then, so long and farewell. D Wavy signing out.
See you all again soon.